Simply put, because it's become a novelty, which sounds strange, because we get 1,000 emails a day, you see everything on social media, blah, blah, blah. When you actually get something through the post, it's actually become, I think, more of a novelty, especially when it comes to if it's harder and harder to get through to somebody who's actually more higher up. A business to consumer, it does work, but that's when it becomes expensive, because obviously you've got to do a lot of them to get money, especially if you do business to consumer, which is a smaller return on investment. But if you're doing business to business, then it's literally worth doing. What we'd always try is, because people say it doesn't work. Oh, I've tried it in this digital world, it doesn't work. That's because whoever's saying that is just doing it wrong. The rules to stick to if you want it to work is you've always got to include a cover letter, because we found that the flyer or the brochure or the something that it's in alongside with it, it's actually the cover letter which gets read first, and then they decide if they're going to look at the thing. Or what we tend to do is put the offer on the sale on the cover letter, and have a flyer, leaflet, whatever inside with it, which is more about the business and the benefits and why I should use them. We use the cover letter for the urgency. You should send a list of people who already heard of you. That's where people go wrong. They do massive lists of people and they send out loads of stuff. And that's the road to bankruptcy, because it's really expensive, postage and packaging and printing. But if you've actually got a small list, say 100 people, something like that. But these got people, a bigger recommendation is send it to people who've heard of you. As soon as you've done that, you're going to get a bigger response. Stick to the rules of sevens. So if you are actually don't just send one. That's another reason why you shouldn't just do massive lists, because you need to have a small quality list that you can send a few to without costing you loads of money. And on that and if you do it small as well, that means those first couple of mailings you can actually do a split test as well. Split test the offer on the cover letter, split test what the design of the thing inside looks like. Follow up, but if you follow up with an email and phone calls, you'll actually always get a higher return as well. That's a big thing that people don't do. They forget to actually follow up or find somebody who can follow up. But that's it's sorry, it's not an amazing new technological advance, but that's the case is that out of all of the fancy software and everything we've used, we found that you can't get a better return on business to business than sticking something in the post. As long as you stick to these rules, because otherwise you're kind of hitting and hoping again and keeping it to a small list on a massive one. We found the newsletters work really well, because it's actually like social media in postal form. That's how we think of it. It's full of news and advice, where these things actually get read and people actually keep hold of them, more importantly. Because if you actually put advice in there, they will actually keep, we've had some, one of our clients was getting a few complaints because he wasn't sure about his newsletter, so he stopped doing it, and then next month he just got a load of complaints about where's our newsletter. We're used to getting that, and we read it in morning meetings and something like that. So he actually started it again. So it's a really great way of getting people to know you, but it actually shows a bit of professionalism, and you can actually put offers in there as well. So